Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS news for Wednesday, October 30. Jamaica and the United States have signed a new intelligence sharing agreement to fight transnational organized crime. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang gave the update during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. He said the agreement, which replaces one signed in 2005, was finalized on October 23.
We expect to conclude a similar agreement with Canada in short order. We operate under a different protocol with the United Kingdom, which is also being finalized.
Effective immediately, children 12 years and younger can access free medical care at the University Hospital of the West Indies. The new arrangement was put in place by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to help relieve the burden on the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Bustamante and other hospitals are dealing with overcrowding as the country faces seasonal increases in viral illnesses, including dengue fever, the flu, and gastroenteritis. With the ministry's intervention, children with any illness can be seen and treated by the medical team at the University Hospital at no cost to their parents. At the same time, approximately 20 health centers across the island are now operating under extended opening hours, some up to 10 p.m. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie is reminding persons that they should only take paracetamol and visit the nearest health center if a fever or any respiratory illness lasts more than 3 days. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has instructed the Ministry of Education to examine the issues surrounding Monday's freak accident that claimed the life of a 7-year-old student. The Prime Minister has also called for safety and security procedures within schools to be tightened. He was speaking yesterday during a visit to the Clancarthy Primary School in Kingston, where Grade 2 student Benjamin Bear was killed by a runaway garbage truck.
This is truly a great tragedy. It saddens me deeply, and I'm certain that the teaching staff and the school community generally is very saddened by this, and we want to extend to Benjamin's parents our deepest sympathies.
Mr. Holness, who was accompanied by Education State Minister Orlando Terrelong, says the ministry will be carrying out investigations to see what measures could have been taken to prevent the incident.
Such as setting collection times that do not overlap with school times, ensuring that there is a service level standard set in the contracts for garbage collections so that you can regulate the state of repair of the trucks that are used to collect garbage, and many other areas that I think myself and the Minister of Education and the Minister of State will look at along with the technical professionals at the Ministry of Education.
The Prime Minister says this probe is separate from that of the police, who will conduct their own investigation. In the meantime, a team of counsellors has been dispatched to the primary school for grief counselling. A tripartite agreement has been launched to reduce the amount of solid waste that is released into the Kingston Harbour. The Raytown Plastic Recycling Pilot Project will also provide income-generating opportunities around plastic recycling for the downtown Kingston-based community. The project is being implemented by the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, and the UN Environment Caribbean Sub-Regional Office. Funding is facilitated by the Japanese government through the UN Environment Office at a cost of approximately $18 million. Executive Director of the NSWMA, Audley Gordon, says the project will enhance awareness of the impact plastic pollution has on the shoreline and communities.
Whether it be leptospirosis in the case of rats or dengue in the case of mosquitoes, we are the cause. Our bad behavior is what results in those things. And I'm again saying that we must begin to change the way we treat solid waste at source.
Mr. Gordon was speaking at yesterday's launch of the project held at Courtyard by the Marriott in New Kingston. Proposed amendments to regulations governing the operation of public bodies will be tabled in Parliament by the end of November. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark says government is in the final stages of amending the regulations. He says the amendments will bolster the governance framework for public bodies. Among them, a stipulation that a minimum of 1/3 of public bodies' board members should be carried over from one political administration to the next. The minister says this will allow consistency across administrations and institutions, which would also mute the ability of any government to exert undue pressure on public bodies. He adds that the new regulations will ensure that public body board appointees meet minimum predetermined criteria.
But what we mean by predetermined qualifications is that everyone who is appointed to the public board will come from a pool of persons whose qualifications, or lack thereof, have been verified. So persons who have gone through some amount of diligence. And in so doing, Jamaica will simply be replicating what happens elsewhere in the world.
Minister Clark was addressing Monday's start of a 3-day meeting of the Standing Committee of Caribbean Statisticians in Kingston. And finally, university students, interns, and graduates can now find creative solutions and effect real-life changes in the energy industry through the commissioning of the Innovation Lab, or iLab. The $7 million facility was established through a partnership between the Jamaica Public Service Company and Marubeni Power International and launched on Tuesday. The iLab will provide students and graduates with valuable work experience in the energy industry. Energy Minister Favour Williams has lauded the partners for the new venture, which she says should result in new products and solutions to benefit Jamaica and the world.
With the plethora of changes anticipated, we need a cohort of young people who are equipped with the skills and competencies to lead the energy revolution, and I believe your work and this Innovation Lab will do just that.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.